Hey guys, I'm Abby. This is the Literary Scene, and I have a book review today, finally. I'm going to be reviewing John Dies at the End by David Wong, and I didn't really like this book as much as I thought that I would. I thought I was just going to love it, but I didn't. I liked it, but I didn't love it. And so, I'm just going to get started. Let's start with the basic synopsis slash plot of the book. This book follows kind of two main characters, David Wong and his friend John, and they come across this drug called soy sauce at a party, and basically when it is ingested, they can sort of go back and forth through time, brief periods of time, like a few hours or maybe several days, and they have no control over this though. They also can see weird, bizarre, outlandish creatures and stuff that are sort of leaking through this portal through another dimension. So basically it gives them the sight of other dimensions, and all kinds of crazy things ensue, and they have to try and save the world from this other dimension, and they are not your average hero types. They actually, David and John remind me a lot of Brody and T.S. from the movie Mallrats by Kevin Smith. If you've seen that, I just kept imagining those two getting a hold of soy sauce, and it was cracking me up. But aside from that, let's talk about the writing. The writing was pretty good. I mean, this guy is not the real author, David Wong, is obviously a pen name because it's also the main character's name, but I forget this guy's real name. Jason Pargin. He is the editor of the website Cracked.com, which is like a humor website. I don't even really know anything about it. I haven't checked it out or anything, but this book has a lot of humor in it, although it's classified as horror. The humor is very frat boy humor. It's lots of penis jokes and poop jokes and one-liners and stuff like that. And a lot of times I did laugh out loud, but sometimes I was like, okay, that's enough. And the first half of the book started out really strong. The writing was great. I was really engrossed in the story. And then, like, through the middle of the book, it kind of just drug on, and I felt like it was just too much. And I just wanted it to be wrapped up. And it did wrap up pretty well at the end. I was a little bit surprised because I was getting bored through the middle of it. But the ending was pretty good. So I think if they just would have cut out maybe like 200 pages of this book, because it's about 500 pages long, if they would have just cut that out and just sort of more tightly woven the story together and, you know, wrapped everything up a bit better, then I think I would have liked it, because I felt like there was at least an excess of at least 200 pages that could have just been completely deleted and was not needed, and it was just there for outrageous, bizarre shock factor. The horror aspect of this is very bizarre. I keep using the word bizarre, but it just is. There's these monster things that are like really large spiders with wigs and like I think it described them as having like a chin strap like a football player or something would wear. So yeah, they call them the wig monsters. And there's like red-eyed shadow men, and there's meat monsters that sort of form out of these frozen meats that are wrapped up in this freezer, and they're not even like, the meat's not even connected, they just kind of form and are kind of free floating in the form of a person. Like I said, bizarre. The characters were not really memorable. I didn't really care about them that much. I didn't really care what happened to them. Aside from David and John, I mean, I kind of cared about them. The more I thought of them as Brody and T.S., the more I kind of liked them. But that's just me and my weird quirk of reading this book. But you know, David is sort of trying to ignore all this stuff that's happening and just sort of live his life. and John ends up jumping into the middle of it and then having to call David to bail him out of the mess that he's in. And they just didn't grab me that much. And some of the other characters, supporting characters in this, some of them I've completely forgotten, and I just finished reading this book not long ago. So there's a colorful cast of characters, and they're interesting, I guess, as you're reading about them, but they fail to leave a lasting impression. Let's see, what else can I talk about here? I will probably be picking up the sequel, which is called This Book is Full of Spiders, because I just don't really like to give up on an author when it's their debut novel. I feel that there's always room for, always room for improvement, and I like to give an author a second chance, especially when it's, like I said, when it's their debut. And this guy there was an afterword in this book where he talks about, he just wrote this little short story, which is just a small scene in the book, on the internet, and people started watching it, or reading it rather, not watching it. Started reading it, and it kind of caught on, and they wanted to know what happened next, and so this book just developed from there, and publishers actually contacted him, and the director of the now movie that is based on this book contacted him and wanted to make the movie. And I probably will be watching the movie. I've heard some pretty negative things, that it really doesn't follow the book that well, but we'll see. I've also heard that it's still good, even though it doesn't follow the book very well. But we'll see. Overall, I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars. I liked it, but I didn't love it. It was less than great. But like I said, I will be picking up the second one sometime. I'm not in a rush to go out and buy it like right now, but I will probably be picking it up and hopefully reviewing it, and maybe my thoughts on this will turn around and be a little bit better. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it was informative for you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.